Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this Manor Lord tutorial video about the forester's hut. Here you can see one of those forester's hut, and I consider them very important to keep your area slightly forested and to feed your wood logging camp with wood that is regrowing. And therefore I make this tutorial to show you why it is so important. And here we hear it already, the logging camp is cutting down trees, and they work quite fast. Even if we only have one family inside a logging camp, rather soon it looks like that around the logging camp, and this empty area grows even further. And if you want to deforest an area to have meadows there for fields or for villages, then it's okay. You can just put a logging camp there and let them do their job, and the forest will disappear. But if you want to keep this logging camp for producing timber, then you definitely need a forester camp as soon as possible. And yeah, you might ask, okay, I have a forester camp hut and it still looks rather empty. Yeah, it takes the trees to grow around a year. I'm not sure, but I have the feeling that after 1 year after the forester had worked on it, it is regrown. And let's see, maybe we can spot some of the small trees. Here. In the beginning they look like this. And then with each month they grow a little bit until they are big and can be cut down. Therefore, at the moment, nobody is working in this forester's hut, but you can see a woman here, and later I show you what this woman is doing. They are planting here, but they don't come from this forester's hut. Here, this one. Now he is looking for a new place, and soon they won't find any more places in this area. And then those people don't need to work here anymore. Okay, later I show you what from where those people come if we don't have someone working in this forester's hut. This is a new forester hut, therefore I sent other people. So, but here we even have a new logging camp, a new site where people can log. And they just started, and now it's still looking rather full, but I think it's a good time to install a forester hut right now, that when the hut is done, they can start working and we don't get such big empty spaces. And yeah, maybe we just do it. Okay. Let's think where it's best to place them. And later I want to have a saw pit and a woodcutter lodge and so forth as well. So maybe I put the forester hut here. It's not such a big deal where you are putting it. So I went to the construction menu and here to the gathering area, and the forester's hut is where you see the green tree growing. I click on it, and then I can choose a place Maybe I put it in a little bit distance, then I put a hitching post beside the logging camp later. So, we need 2 logs to build the forester hut. And I just click on it and then I increase the construction priority that it is built as soon as possible, and I increase the speed. And then later we can assign workers to this forester's hut. Okay, now let's go back to the question, from where did those foresters come? I have even more foresting areas here on this map, and here you can see they already harvested a lot, the logging camp and the people from the woodcutter's lodge, but you can also see there has been some regrowing, and those guys here, they were done with planting in this area, and they are assigned to work over there. Because when I assigned them to work there, this other forester's hut was not yet built, and I found it's urgent to replant the trees, and therefore I sent them there. And how did I do this? There is an advanced area, and I can have a limited work area or an unlimited. The default is an unlimited work area. Then it looks like this. And now we can see they are still planting, but when they are done with it, some of them are already going back to their logging camp, forester's hut. And then they will search near the forester's hut. So rather fast they disappear from there. Maybe we just wait until they are there, and then we will see what will they do. So some are planting in this area. Let's see, Lorenz is not planting. Maybe he was planting. And Kunrad, let's see Kunrad. Kunrad, yeah. Where are you? So when we click on the icon beside the names, we can see what they are doing. He found a place. But all the others, they don't find a place. They are looking for a planting spot. So I go back. They are running around and looking. And this happens quite frequently with the forester's hut. And when all of them are looking for a planting spot or working in their garden, when you can see they are plowing or transporting also, when they are plowing and they work here, then they are plowing in their garden. Okay, this is an important work to do, but they should be planting and looking for a planting spot only for a little while. If they are all looking for a planting spot or waiting or something, then the area they are assigned to is not so empty, even if it looks empty. So let's check what is about this area here. Because I think, okay, they should make it green, they should grow trees. But if we go very close, maybe we could see, are there trees? No, there are no small trees. So somehow the AI of them, where they are looking for a planting spot, is not so clever, because they miss this whole area. And here I saw one there. And you really have to get close and have a closer look. And here is one, but there is a whole area where they are not working. So then I decide to assign them a working area. And I click on this limit work area. Click, and then I get a circle. I want to have it bigger. I press on the control button and the control key and the scroll wheel of the mouse, and I make it bigger, and then I say, okay, you should work here and only here. And that has a big advantage. You can decide where they should plant. And it has a big disadvantage, because when they are done with this area, they will just stop working. They will go for this looking for a planting space and waiting and plowing and transporting and working with an ox and things like that. So you have to have an eye on the forester's hut frequently. And that's, I would say, one of the main disadvantages of the work with the forester's hut. This is one of the production buildings that need quite regular adjusting. At least in my experience, in this very early version, I have the early access after the first update, and so you can't leave them alone. You have to check on them ever so often. So now a lot of them are planting, and this is very good. So they are running around here in this region, and they found places and they plant trees. This is exactly what we want from them. And now that she planted the tree, can we already see it? No, in the beginning it's too small to see. Maybe here's a very, very tiny stick, but soon we will be able to see it. And after around 1 year it can be harvested. Okay, then there is another thing. The foresters only work from March till November. In winter they won't work. And you can decide whether you can fire them in this time, and then they can work in the construction department or somewhere else where you need people in winter. Or you can just leave them and say, okay, you got a long holiday. In my case here, I already have 14 unassigned families. I would say, okay, I just keep them and they can enjoy their holiday. Then I don't need to rehire them in spring. Okay, but in the early gameplay, you have to juggle with your families, because they are never enough families in the beginning, and therefore then you can fire them. Okay, let's see what our forester hut is doing. It is ready to start, and I click on this and we can hire one family. And I like to start with the unlimited work area, and only later, when they don't find the right places anymore, then I give them limited areas to work. So for the time being I can just let them work and they're good to go. The next question would be, when should you build a forester hut when you start a new save game? And I think it can differ depending on what you want to do. If you want to clear your area from forests, then you don't need a forester hut, maybe at all, or not so soon. But if you want to make it like that, you want to get wood and firewood for your buildings and for your people, and you want to produce stuff to sell from wood, then you need the forest to regrow. And therefore I would recommend to have the forester hut up and running rather early, not as one of the first 5 buildings. For the first 5 or 10 buildings, I would say the the logging camp is always very important, and then maybe berry collecting or hunting, and the storage buildings, and maybe a marketplace, and so on and so forth. And at least when you have more than 5 families, so the next families move in, then I would say start building the forester's hut, because then you have enough families to man this hut. And when it's going too slowly with your village, you at least should have a forester's hut running, let's say in September, and then maybe remove some people from other tasks to let them plant the trees until November that were cut down during the summer. But usually I try to get the forester hut, the first one, up in the first summer already, so maybe July or August, and then usually we are good to go, and the logging camp can cut down trees the next year. Okay, that's it about the forester hut. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.